Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update. Interesting couple of days in Phoenix for the NFL annual meeting. Used to be known as the owners meeting, but now everybody's here. The GMs, the coaches, a lot of families are here as well. And they decided a couple of things, some safety issues in terms of changing the rules, but nothing dramatic at this point. They're going to look into putting cameras at the end zones and the end lines, but it would have to be in every stadium to make it fair in terms of the ability to look and see if it was a score with replay. But outside of that, it was interesting to talk with Shad Khan, who said that the Jaguars have not only learned a lot from the NFL, but now the other NFL teams are learning a lot from the Jaguars because they're very cutting edge when it comes to ticket sales and the fan engagement, the fan experience at the stadium. So that's pretty interesting. Khan said that it's not by accident that the Jaguars are currently not being mentioned among those teams that may be relocating. He said, you know, you can only tell people so often how that is not going to happen, but your actions end up speak louder than words, and that's exactly what has happened. His renewed commitment to the shipyard project, his willingness to put up his own money to front whatever changes happen in the stadium that may eventually be paid for by the taxpayer money that's earmarked for sports improvements in the state of Florida. All of that kind of shows what his commitment is to the city. But when I asked Shad if you know, being an NFL owner was taking too much of his time, he said, you know, I used to have a day job. I just consider this fun these days, and clearly he's really enjoying that, and is an integral part of what's going on in the National Football League. And talking to Gus Bradley and Dave Caldwell, they don't think they're done in free agency. They're looking forward to the draft because with the third pick, they have a very special opportunity there, depending on who's available, whether it's the opportunity to take a special player or to trade down and get potentially some starters. And Dave Caldwell said, look, anytime you have a chance to get a starter in the second round, you have to consider that. Bradley thinks that the team is much better than it has been, and while he still wants his staff to be a staff that is developmental, he does think that the players on the roster are more competitive and a better team overall. Whether that translates into wins or not, it's still debatable. The other interesting thing is that no longer does Jacksonville seem to be an outlier among NFL insiders, and that has to do with Shad Khan and a lot of things that are going on. As we've said many times, you're going to hear this over and over. I like what's going on in Jacksonville. They're starting to put the pieces together. The national media will repeat that mantra over and over because Caldwell and Bradley are considered NFL insiders, and we're already hearing much more of that. Now if they could just win some games. In Phoenix, Sam Kavaris for the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update.